What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers around the world? It's Real Blue. I'm back. I took an extended vacation during the summer, aka summer vacation, from video games and from making YouTube content. Probably not the best business decision as a content creator, but I needed to do it for my mental health. And I needed to go outside and get some vitamin D in my body, okay? And I did. So we're back, we're making more content, and today's video is something I've been wanting to do. I want to make more Madden content. The new Madden came out, I've been loving it, but the problem is I suck online, so that's not the content I can make. But what I'm gonna do is be making some content for simulations. So today we're doing a season simulation 2023, baby, and all the ones I see on YouTube are done way too early when the game comes out and all of that nonsense. I waited until the 53-man roster was released. There's a 53-man roster update that comes out on Madden the day of the NFL kickoff IRL, okay? Because there's some big changes that came through. Kyler Murray, he's out. He won't be playing. Jonathan Taylor's out. He won't be playing. Chris Jones won't be playing. You know, waited until the 53-man roster update. Now, we used live rosters, and we put our settings on realistic sliders. That's another thing. A lot of these people out there are not doing realistic sliders. They're using default. They got the pre-season rosters in there, and they got like the Colts going #1 in the AFC, okay? So we're going to fix that. I'll drop a link in the description with the sliders that I use. We're using All Pro. I put it on All Madden in some test runs, and it was ridiculous. There's people with like 30 interceptions. Now there might be someone with like 24 or 25, but it's not as crazy. There was like 5 quarterbacks with almost 30 interceptions in the first one. So basically you can look at the screen, all the settings going through. We turn on the coach firing to on because we're going to be controlling different teams if we need to, or, you know, swapping teams so we can look at things, but we're not going to play any of the games. We're going to sim it all. We're going to figure it out. Another thing is, like I said, realistic sliders. They're from Matt 10 on Operation Sports Forum. He's got good sliders every year. Sometimes I tinker with them, but his are as close to realistic as possible. I'll drop those in the description. Until then, enjoy the video. Let's get it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give the Lions the week 1 win versus the Chiefs. Just going to force them to win. Obviously, the score and stats won't be the same as the real-life counterparts, but we're going to give them the win. Now, original plan was I was going to... Oh, and by the way, I just simmed week 1 by itself to check and make sure that the win was forcefully given to them correctly. I was going to do the playoff games and record them and give you highlights, but I don't want the video to be too long, and also I'm kind of lazy right now. It's like 11 p.m. when I started this. But I did sim to mid-season so we can look at some contract re-signs, and I'll throw those up on the screen right now, and you let me know which one you think is ridiculous. All right, so the first one, Raiders re-signed Josh Jacobs, 4 years, $56.3 million. I mean, is he underpaid? Next one, Jonathan Taylor re-signs with the Indianapolis Colts, 4 years, $37.5 million. Let me know in the comments below if you think he got underpaid. Chiefs re-signed Chris Jones, 2 years, $48.6 million. The Bengals re-signed both T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Higgins, 4 years, $64.7 million, and Tyler Boyd, 3 years, $33.2 million. Is this even possible now that they just gave Burrow so much money? Bill B loves feeding Zeke because they just re-signed him 3 years, $18.9 million. Let me know what you think about that one as well. Colts re-signed Michael Pittman Jr., 4 years, $66.7 million. Jags re-signed Josh Allen to a 5-year, $84.1 million for that outside linebacker. And the Jets kind of went crazy. Mecole Hardman, Mekhi Becton, and Dalvin Cook all get deals. And then I'm a Dalton Schultz fan. I think he's a pretty good tight end. Re-signs with Houston, 4 years, $35 million. Number 1 seed in the AFC, Ravens. And then you have the Chiefs, Titans, Bills, Bengals, Patriots, Broncos. And the NFC starts with the Cowboys, Vikings. They stepped up their game. Falcons stepped up their game. 49ers, Eagles, Packers, Panthers. Okay, so the only team in here that I think realistically for the AFC, I don't know if the Broncos are making the playoffs. I don't know if the Titans are making the playoffs. Like, where's the Jaguars? And I don't know if the Patriots are making the playoffs, right? Like, I think the Dolphins slip in there. I think the Jaguars are in there. And I think the Chargers slime their way in as the 7th seed, actually. And then for the NFC, I'm okay with the teams that are in there. I don't know if the Eagles are going to be the 5th seed. Again, I think they have the toughest schedule. The most star-studded team. They have the best star-studded roster in the NFL overall, but I think they have the toughest schedule. So 5th seed, I don't think so. 1 through 3, possibly the 4th seed, I think could be an Eagles team. Packers, I don't know. Panthers, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. I think if a second team from that division comes through as the 7th seed, I think it might be the Buccaneers, just because their defense can carry them through. And plus, Baker, I think he sucks, but you don't have to be the best quarterback to just get 1,000 yards out of Mike Evans every year. And I think their defense is really good. They're getting older overall, but I think they're pretty good. Ravens, Cowboys, Chiefs, Titans, and Eagles, top 5 teams in the NFL. Bengals and Vikings right behind them. All right, Ravens and Bengals. The Steelers finished 9-8. So the Steelers, again, do not finish under 500. Browns 7-10. AFC South. Jags finished 9-8. Texans only won 3 games. AFC East. Dolphins won 7. I mean, someone's got to go under 500 in this division. And they had the Jets and Dolphins doing it. AFC West. Chargers finishing 6-11. Broncos edging their way in 9-8. NFC North. Vikings, Packers. Ooh, Lions not getting into the playoffs is pretty disappointing. Bears only winning 4 games. More than they won last year, right? NFC South. Bucks finishing 8-9. Saints 7-10. Derek Carr won't be happy with that. He always looks like he's pissed anyway. Cowboys, Eagles. Giants finished 9-8. Missed the playoffs. Commanders win 7 games. NFC West. Cardinals 1-16. Number 32 next to them means they finish dead last. They're going to get the number 1 pick. Most passing yards. No one got over 5,000, but Dak Prescott led the league with 48.96. That's over 300. Let me do my math. 354 more yards than Patrick Mahomes. That's a game and a half, pretty much. Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson finish out the top there. Let's take a look at TDs. Joey B threw 41. Dak had 38. Whoa! Anthony Richardson, the rookie, 24 INTs. Josh Dobbs, the mailman who's throwing the ball for the Cardinals, threw 22. Matt Stafford with 19. Derek Carr with 18. Bryce Young's up there. Jordan Love's up there. Jimmy G's up there. Who got sacked the most? Sam Howell got sacked 51 times. All right, let's take a look at the rushing yards. The rushing leader, Derrick Henry, Saquon, Josh Jacobs, Ezekiel Elliott probably was in the top 2. Yep, number 2 for carries. Bill Belichick's feeding him the ball because, Ezekiel Elliott, he loves to eat. But Derrick Henry was the league leader. Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, CMC, and Bijan Robinson finish out the top 10. Most rushing touchdowns. Josh Jacobs with 15. Ezekiel Elliott with 14. Dalvin Cook with 14. And then Gus Edwards, number 1 rushing team in the Ravens. Receiving yards. Leading the league is CeeDee Lamb. Cooper Kupp's up there. Where's Jetta? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jetta finishing 6 with 1183. Deebo Samuel, Chris Olave, Tyler Boyd, Travis Kelce, the only tight end in the top 10 there. Wait, 6, 7, 8 in the top 8. But CeeDee Lamb leading the way. Average per game, CeeDee Lamb. Most touchdowns, Cooper Kupp with 16, tied with Tyler Boyd. Brandon Ayuk had 15. Marvin Mims Jr. 15. CeeDee Lamb 13. Deebo Samuel 13. Keenan Allen 13. Adam Thielen 13. Who gave up the most sacks? Charles Leno Jr., the left tackle, and Charles Cross, the left tackle. Not good when your left tackle's giving up the most sacks. Most tackles in the league, Drew Tranquil. Oh, he's putting people to sleep. Drew NyQuil. Devin White with 130. Fred Warner's up there. Matt Milano. Tackles for loss, Jonathan Allen, B2V, Cameron Hayward. Is that Justin Jones? Most sacks, Micah Parsons with 24.5 sacks. That's a new single season record. Aaron Donald at 18.5. Jeffrey Simmons with 15. DeMarcus Lawrence is up there. Chris Jones with 11. Joey Bosa with 11. Who's that? Leonard Floyd with 10.5. Khalil Mack with 10.5. Most INTs, Fred Warner with 9. And then a bunch of dudes with 5. Most forced fumbles, Pete Werner with 3. Most fumble recoveries, probably going to be Pete Werner. He is a scooper. All right, let's take a look at the team stats real quick. Most offensive yards, the Bengals. Most passing yards, Cowboys. Most rushing yards, Titans. Points per game, Bengals. Passing touchdowns, Bengals. Rushing touchdowns, Titans. First downs, Chiefs. Best defense, Steelers. The Steel Curtain. Least passing yards, Steelers. Best rushing defense, Eagles. Least amount of points, Titans. Most sacks, 50 for the Cowboys. Second place is a tie between the Rams and Titans with 39. Cowboys had 50, and 24.5 of those were from Micah Parsons. Most fumbles, Saints. Most interceptions, 49ers and Cowboys both with 19. We don't care about the rest of those stats. That means single season defensive sacks, Micah Parsons holds the record with 24. He broke the he didn't break the record, but he got on the board here. The most sacks in a game. All right, one of my favorite things every year is the coaches that got fired. Obviously, the Browns didn't make the playoffs, so Kevin Stefanski, I think this could happen in real life. If they don't make the playoffs this year, he's getting the boot. Robert Saleh, I mean, something's got to happen when Aaron Rodgers comes to town. You get all this hype around you, and you guys are supposed to win your division. Pete Carroll retires. I think this just happens every time you play Madden 23 after your first season franchise, he retires. This year, it's the same thing that used to happen with Tom Brady. Jonathan Gannon, first year in the NFL as a head coach, coaches the Cardinals to 1-16. I told you they're just going to use him to throw him under the bus. They're going to get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. in the draft. All right, and we simmed the entire 2023 season. Dallas Cowboys ended up losing to the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl 38-14. And I did actually record that full game simmed. The Baltimore Ravens win their 3rd Super Bowl. The Super Bowl MVP was the strong safety Kyle Hamilton. Not to spoil anything, but he got 2 picks off of Dak Prescott, who ended up throwing 3 total in the game. He threw 3 picks in the game. Brandon Cooks had a monster game too, over 130 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns, and his two TD catches were pretty nasty. I will upload the full game in a different video for those of you who want to watch it. And then your yearly awards, NFL MVP was Joe Burrow. Coach of the year was Mike McCarthy of the Cowboys. Offensive player of the year was Joe Burrow. Defensive player of the year was Micah Parsons, obviously. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about Micah Parsons getting 24.5 sacks in a single season in this sim. And then Marvin Mims Jr. was the Offensive Rookie of the Year, the wide receiver from the Broncos, and Defensive Rookie of the Year from the Seahawks was the corner Devin Witherspoon. Pretty much, if you like this video, let me know. We can do some more. I think I'm going to do some career sims for some of the big rookies that came into the NFL, so that'd be pretty dope. They won't be nearly as long as this, but let me know in the comments below if you like this video and how you'd like me to improve the series or whose career I should sim. Later. Oh, hello there. It's Blue. I'm a terrible dancer, so ignore that version of me on the screen and listen to my voice when I say Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and of course, click on another video of mine. I heard you'll like those over there. They're pretty good.